Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be drawing a Monstera plant inspired by my own little one in my studio. Let's begin. Let's start by sketching out basic shapes, starting with a simple pot for the plant to sit in. Making sure to angle in the bottom to make it rounder later. Next, we will draw 3 lines, each one slightly shorter than the last. Then mark the length of the first leaf. To draw the leaf, add a letter V where your marks are. Angle out the top, then round out the edges. A curved line will mark the middle. Next, start to refine the shape of the leaf. Here, I'm going to add a fenestration halfway down to add interest and character to the leaf, and I'll follow that up by a couple of holes below and above it. I'll add a couple of lines to hint at veins and act as a guide for shading. Then I'll repeat the process on the other side. Moving on to the second leaf, I'm going to draw a heart-shaped shape with the arch going up to the first leaf and down at the bottom to make it sit behind it. This leaf will be facing the other way, so all of the stem will be drawn in. The final leaf will be drawn by making a fancy check mark. Then, after adding a curve to the left side, we'll connect the 2 end points. For the inside of the pot, draw an elongated, squished oval on its side. Let's add the stem for the big leaf, making sure that the width fits the size of the leaf. For the lip of the pot, I'm going to duplicate the same shape, making it slightly bigger than the first oval. Finish the sketch by refining the curve of the pot and adding a shadow and 2 lines for the table. Let's move on to the inking phase. I'm going to start with my ink brush and add the top part of the big stem. Switching to my favorite 1.0 ink pen, I'll finish the front of the stem where the light will hit it before going back to my ink brush and drawing in the rest of the shadow part of the stems. Then I'll grab my ink pen again and I'll add the top part of the stem here. And add a little shading with angled lines. Then I'll outline the smallest leaf to finalize the shape of it before filling it in with my ink brush. And that's all you need for the little leaf. Moving on to the second leaf, begin by outlining and solidifying the shape. To add shadow, use short angled lines, making sure not to go over the middle part of the leaf, keeping that part in the light to create a really nice contrast. Next, add the veins and shadow on the left side of the leaf, moving your pen in the direction of how the leaf veins go. Make sure that the area beside the bigger leaf is the darkest part, pushing it all the way back into the background. Hold your pen towards the back and lightly, very lightly, go over the entire area. This will give it a cohesive look. And again, go over in a different direction. Next, repeat the same steps on the other side. Finish the leaf by going over any areas you want darker. Here I'm going to add more shadow to the area right behind the big leaf to create more depth and interest. Moving on now to the final leaf, I'm going to use my ink brush and add it to any areas I want set in shadow. Feel free to add in any areas that you want in shadow as well at this time. And then we'll switch back to the ink pen and we'll add the middle line and the shadows. When you add your shading, be sure to leave some areas alone where you want the light to hit the leaf. Take your 0.5 ink pen, or if you don't have one, the pen you are using, and hold it towards the back. Add very light shading over what you just did to help blend everything together. Then we're going to repeat the same steps on the other side. Moving on to the final phase, let's outline the pot. Then with your ink brush, add some deep shading to the inside of the pot. and along the right side. Add in the shadow and the table line. Then switch back to your pen and start adding in the shading. I love the textured look from the short pen strokes. Finally, add the table line on the other side and sign your drawing. Congratulations, you just completed this class. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.